and welcome to Ernie Baltazar versus 0333 underscore KTLC. An early E4 opening from Ernie Baltazar, but a very fast development of the pawns here from the black player, and then an already deployment of that queen so quickly. 3 minutes on the clock for both of these players. This is the biggity blitz style of chess. No way to take back moves, not if you just click it on the accident. It's no chance to take nothing back. That queen's stuck there on the edge of the map. And what's going to be the answer here for our hero? So far, Man from Manila has been having to lose a little bit more time in the thinking here. 68 years old, but he's already brought that horse back up, but down to 2 minutes and 30 seconds. His opponent's still sitting at halfly at 3 miggity minutes there, making such a miggity micro move so fast from 0333 KTLC. Can't even see what he's doing. He's developing his horses pretty dang well. He's already got the castle on off, and then moved his rook into position for an early assault on the middle of the map. But so far, the trifecta of awesomeness from Man from Manila. Set up that horse so he can take that his own pawn, and then he'll have a pin on the queen if he takes his own pawn. But he can't take his own pawn. He could probably move a little bit forward and run that queen OFT. But I think that queen expects to get run off, I think, in the near future. But maybe Man from Manila with 2 minutes on the clock, going to take his time. But holy cannoli, this whiz kid 03333 KTLC just using up 10 seconds in total for every miggity micro maneuver. How many actions per minute does he make? He makes like 26 moves per second. So every second, doesn't even get any extra seconds on the clock. It's just like a computerized AI, better than AI KTLC with the micro biggity blitz style of assault. But Man from Manila has a lot of experience on his side, and he's been through something quite like this before, but not quite like this before, as we see here. Just the super duper riggedy rapidy 25 seconds used the entire dang time, and Man from Manila is running out of time. He does have a pretty interstellar planetary galactical defense of it, and here comes the attack from Biggity Black, but a very good setup for Man from Manila. He can just take his time and slow it down, and then maneuver on with an attack from this doubled up file that pawns have just cleaned on up. So Black's got 2 minutes and 33 seconds versus 1 minute and 15 seconds here. Man from Miggity Manila going to back on up, and at the same time launch an assault against the queen, who's been dancing around the map without too much results. Man from Manila launching a very sturdy counter assault upon the king's side with his own king in jeopardy here. There's a pawn that's already busted through 2 piggity pawns, 3 pawns. That pawn was such a brave pawn, able to dance, skirt, past 3 different pawns who would have stopped it and said no passant here, but all 3 pawns letting him by. Here comes the horse, and even further forward does that pawn from 0333 KTLC advance here. So close, just 2 miggity micro steps away from making another queen. But I think that's going to be where the assault fizzles on out, as Man from Manila has only a minute on the clock, but it's now Biggity Black who has to think his moves on through, as his Man from Manila's superior position just pays off in spades in so far in this game. And will that 1 minute and 44 second clock click on down to an even less reasonable amount of time? Here's the offer of queen exchange, an offer so riggedy readily accepted from Miggity Man from Manila. He was so ready to do that exchange, and there's a non-passant, as both players have so many pawns passing the line of contention. And here comes the horse bringing up the defense. It's the double down from the riggedy rooks from 0333 KTLC. But here comes Man from Manila, just depending on his reasonable structure. But there we see an early fracture in the defense here from Man from Manila. He's sacrificing everything for an offense on the king's side, and the king just has a looking gravy train over there with 3 pawns perfectly placed and structurally sound, with a biggity bishop even backing it up. So Miggity Man from Manila has 36 seconds to make something happen. His king is totally exposed. Will KTLC be able to just hold out for a little bit longer? 58 seconds on the clock, and here we see the diggity double down down. These ricks are definitely going to be exchanged as they are just done did. And here's the offense, but man from Manila turns the game around and turns it on the offensive head of things. 27 seconds, and he's making all of his moves micro fast. And now it's the black player who's running out of tickety time. 43 seconds, 42 seconds, 25 on the clock. Here's the exchange down, and we see a perfect defense of it here from 0333 KTLC. But man from Manila already bringing his king up to bring his king to bear to launch a successful of attack of his opponent. 23 seconds and 33 seconds on his opponent's clock. Such a huge wide gap he used to have. Now it's man from the Manila on the assault, offering exchange after exchange. An exchange his opponent's not going to take, offering more. And there we see it, ladies and gentlemen, with 16 seconds on the clock. Both players, who's going to win? 15 on the clock, 14 from black. And it's going to be an assault on the pawns, but we've already can see that this is going to be just a hair biter of a nail biter of a game. And then we can black down to both players down to one pawns. White going to try to use the last 5 seconds of his to bring a queen down. And then is it going to be 4 seconds, 3, and actually man from Manila winning by a micro milliseconds of time here as KTLC Riggedy runs out of tickety time. Man from Manila with a half a second on the clickety clock wins this giggity game, ladies and jiggly gentlemen.